The whole world was watching.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
the whole world that matters, which is me.
I'm gonna go right into it because I got you here, Sean. You're here to, you know, legitimize some of the claims I'm gonna have here. We got
That sounds like a huge mistake.
yeah, and then we have Lou here, and he's going to offer some counterpoints. You know what I'm saying? So we don't get
From the perspective of someone who gets laid often.
There you go. There you go.
This is gonna be rough. This is gonna be a rough
create
pod.
a vortex. Create like you go this way, he's going away, and spin out that way.
This is gonna be a rough pod.
Okay. Louis was there for this. The intro. It was a bunch of people. It was Triple H talking about the history of the Andre the Giant with his fucked up teeth and fucking he had a million teeth. The history, good guys, bad guys, kayfabe. He said all the he said all
classic.
the words.
What is a bad guy?
What
A
is
heel.
a bad guy?
A heel.
Yeah,
He called them heels.
So it's just some guy who goes, "Hey everyone, I'm bad.
Essentially.
I'm
maybe
bad
back in
because
the
I
80s.
slept with his girlfriend."
Yeah,
Sure,
essentially.
why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
It's moral. It's moral people. The moral decisions.
Usually the bad guys are the guys that like cheat.
Yeah.
Unless you're Eddie Guerrero.
But I mean, what is cheating? Because what I saw two people having a match, and then 4 other people jumped in, and the referee didn't stop them.
Well,
Because there was no disqualifications. We'll get to that.
We'll get to that.
We'll get there.
It wasn't exactly no disqualifications.
But that happens all the time, from what I see.
It was tribal combat rules.
Yeah, that's no disqualifications.
No,
It's Detroit
tribal
rules.
combat. No,
it's Detroit rules.
No, Detroit rules would involve a gun.
That wouldn't have been against if he would have pulled it out. They just didn't have one on set. Okay, the intro. The intro took. Mute the TV. Mute the TV. Okay.
Hit the mute button.
Yeah, I kept saying it. But
I don't know which one it is.
The one that says mute.
Louis just turned 25, so these kids. Okay, so Triple H does this long intro, and then it cuts to Triple H, and he's standing in the middle of the ring. And
it doesn't cut. So they have it set up to where they have like a screen,
a bunch of toilet paper.
They like screens covering the entire
Party
ring,
City, right?
Like 4-sided, showing a classic WWE overproduced fucking package
about heels and baby faces,
and kayfabe and all that shit.
Just letting you know, hey, we're in on it.
And then it's
all fake.
And then it all drops. The lights don't come on, but the screens all drop down to the ground.
The white hood dropped, and who was there?
And Triple H was in the ring the entire time.
Under the white hood.
And then he does. Oh shit, that was loud.
Then he
does his
dick sucked for a bit.
Yeah, he does his classic. Are you ready?
Wow.
Are you ready to play the game?
That sounds like him in about 40 more years, and I love it. That's the perfect impression of him.
So why don't you explain to the listeners what I was doing during all of that?
Masturbating?
He was furiously. I was trying to tone it out. I just tried to, as long as he was behind me.
Working out and eating pork.
He was simultaneously smoking a cigarette and working out and eating mashed potatoes with a side of pork, of which he did not finish. This motherfucker is a machine. While doing the dishes.
Cigarette hanging out of his mouth. Let's see if we can figure out the mechanics of this. Cigarette hanging out of his mouth and eating food at the same time.
He put the cigarette down, then he'd do 5 push-ups.
Well, then it's not all at the same time.
It's
alternating.
Continually. It wasn't continuously. It was continually.
It's
okay.
Multitasking.
Okay, you know what? Speaking of multitask, this whole intro and Triple H intro shit, that lasted 8 minutes and 40 seconds because after that, you think the show's about to start, who comes out? The motherfucking Rock.
Yeah.
Lou, did you have any impressions when The Rock came?
I was just wondering when his next movie with a talking animal comes out.
He definitely was on the dick suckery. You know what I'm saying? He said, this is the largest gate of any show.
Yes.
Is that the largest gate?
That's literally all The Rock does. That's all he's done in the WWE for the past decade.
I think I called him a sellout because that's what it was. That's what I saw.
Yeah.
Just a complete pawn, advertising.
He's been a sellout for a very long time.
Okay, but Lou, you didn't want to watch it, and you saw some Hollywood that you said, hey, I know that person.
What,
Did that?
Topanga?
Well, that too. We'll get back to that.
yeah.
But did it mean anything that The Rock was there? Did it go, hey, this is I know that this Jack Black. Hey.
No, from what I know, I just would expect John Cena and The Rock to be at everything for the past 15 years.
There you go.
Because the few times I glanced over at a TV when WWE was on, one or the other is on.
And then Batista's just going to do all the art house films.
Right. And then The Rock is really solidifying that there's going to be a big Samoan presence for probably the next 10, 20 years in what they're doing. You know what I'm saying?
What is Samoan? I thought that was Hawaiian, but no.
No.
It's like
That's Polynesian, right?
Yeah.
It's,
I mean,
it's
they're
like
all
a dirty Hawaiian.
A dirty Hawaiian.
Yeah.
That sounds like a drink.
Exactly. That's what Samoan. Let me get a Samoan, and then boom.
Can I get a White Russian? No. Can I get a dirty Hawaiian?
Hey, okay, and there you go, and it's got Terramana.
Samoan.
It's got Terramana in it.
I think he's Samoan. You're not racist, are you? Fear and loathing.
Okay, so The Rock talking about how it's the largest gate, dick sucking Netflix.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Yeah, all of that.
He acknowledges Roman Reigns as a tribal chief before the match even starts.
Yes, he did, and so that was the storyline.
Basically, he's not even like coming out as the heel he was last year. He's not coming out as like a baby face. He's coming out with that like ridiculous bullshit belt that he got from.
He got that from
Muhammad
Ali's wife. Muhammad Ali's wife says she gave her explicit permission, and her husband did too, to name him the People's Champion.
Yeah, of
the world.
So, let's explain this.
And if Muhammad says
hold
it,
on, let me explain this to Louis.
Wait, wasn't he like shaking in a wheelchair?
Mandela effect.
At the last year when they did their Hall of Fame, they did last year's Hall of Fame. They inducted Muhammad Ali into the WWE Hall of Fame, and
that's almost insulting.
And then Muhammad Ali's wife accepts it and then presents The Rock with a belt that he himself commissioned, probably
to have made, so that he's the people's champion
to give to him.
It's clearly all an act, right?
Yes.
But it's like the most like ridiculous self-indulgent bullshit you've ever seen.
And thinking
it's still real to me.
Right.
It's still real to
Listen,
me, damn it.
The intro in Triple H, 8 minutes. You got The Rock out there dick sucking from 8:40 until 20:20. That's a full 12 minutes of him talking before we get Solo and Roman's entrances. Okay, you got Solo, Roman. I don't think Louis was really moved by anything. Pat, before Roman gets his entrance, Pat McAfee. He comes out here. Does that? I know it means nothing to Louis. Does that mean anything? Does that ups the commentary for Raw? That's a positive.
I guess. I don't care. Like he does a fine job. He's just as annoying as annoying as he's supposed to be for a color commentator.
And so he's from ESPN, so he used to be a kicker for like
the
Mets.
There's
Jordans.
There's probably about like 15 other people that I would probably put in before him, but like he seems to be a big deal.
That's the thing, crossover. So that's a big thing there. And then Roman Reigns intro. Now Lou was there for this part. Okay, I don't know how big you were watching into there, but the Paul Giamatti of this fucking thing, fucking Paul Heyman, had these wild looks. He just like I couldn't explain to you. You had to have seen it. Like it's just like I can't. Lou, you would have this for some movie from the 80s or 90s or something like that.
Well, I just want to let you know that
where'd he go? Where's the meat? Like,
we're recording a podcast, so they couldn't see the impression you just did.
But you guys got to see it, and they got to feel your vibrations. It's the most electrifying, man. Okay,
what does that mean? 8:40 to oh. I thought you meant 8:40 p.m. to 20 to like you're doing military time.
No. What are the other ones at the bottom?
Yeah, this is an entire day about
So Roman does his intro. Paul Heyman. You can't talk about this shit without talking about Paul for me. So shout out to Paul because he's just he's that guy, bro.
He's the greatest wrestling manager in the history of wrestling.
Okay, so Lou, did anything in the match stick out to you?
Yes, at the end when The Rock was staring into the other guy's eyes, they're just staring back and forth at each other quietly, like it was supposed to be some kind of a moment.
That's his cousin.
And I think I.
Well, yeah,
That's his
well,
cousin.
So there's history there, and they're also very subtly setting up for the possibility of a match at WrestleMania.
He did look kind of fondly into his eyes.
So like the entire time, as a wrestling fan, I'm not looking at it as some sort of a. Well, at one point
No,
I did
I
think
get-
that they were just going to make out with each other.
No,
but
no, I-
like it was more of like there's like unspoken tension there, and I thought that at any moment The Rock was just going to like
kiss him.
well no give him a rock bottom.
No, I didn't even think of it as a gay thing. I just thought of it as like bad acting.
It sounds like a gay sex move.
The first thing he said was
I
the
gave him
ending.
the old rock
Because-
bottom last night.
because the match.
Guess that'd
Do
be
you
hitting
have
the
any notes?
prostate.
Yeah, there you go. That's an exam. That's what I wrote about me. Do you have any notes from the match?
It
Yeah,
was
he has them written on a gum wrapper.
yeah.
I mean,
I knew it was going to be an
finish?
overbooked mess by the end because anytime bloodline's involved and it's what tribal rules,
Tribal
or whatever.
combat.
Tribal combat. rules.
Tribal combat.
Yeah, that's when everybody and their brother has to get in on it. I wasn't expecting Kevin Owens to show up.
Yeah, you got
To
Tama
just-
Tonga and Jacob Fatu. They show up. I feel like Jacob still feels like the Wolverine. I was showing Lou that he was just
Jacob Fatu, very hard man to read. It's very, very difficult to figure out what he really cares about.
He cares about Solo.
Really? How do you figure?
I love you, Solo. That's why.
I thought he just liked those cups.
Nah, man. You know
I
what
just
I'm
thought
saying?
he really liked the party cup.
Tama Tonga and Jacob Fatu come out. They get followed up by Sami Zayn and Jimmy Uso. Mm-hmm. Didn't really have an effect on Lou. He did the kick and then he did a jump. Jimmy went through the ropes and Sammy jumped over the ropes.
Yeah, I remember seeing that, and that was bad. Like when he went through the ropes, it was clearly him just climbing, like throwing himself through the ropes. I thought that could be done so much better. And then the other thing I noticed is that the camera people aren't following the script. They zoom up when somebody's doing a body slam, so you literally see him put his hand out and block his head. It's like, keep the camera back,
Yeah.
so we don't see the
fakeness.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah,
important because he's
yes.
giving the perspective. Like, we don't personally want to convert Lou over to watching it, but there's a lot of people who that was on the line for them today.
I get
that was
what-
on the line for them today.
I get what the goal is, but it's like you go through all that trouble, and then you people watching on TV, you're just gonna you gotta keep the camera
So-
away. Like,
Yeah,
The-
especially when
the
they're
way-
talking to each other and
Yeah.
shit.
The way I look at it is everybody knows that it's bullshit now anyway.
I know, but you still have to put in an effort. Otherwise, you know what I mean?
They put in more of an effort than AEW does.
Okay, fuck that.
Like that'd be like
Yeah.
going to do Shakespeare and go, to be or not to be, you guys know it's fake. Like, you know what I mean? Like you still have to put effort into it.
Okay, so Sammy and Jimmy take out Tama and Jacob, and then the final two guys, the guys who are in the actual match, are going against each other. And just before Roman can pull the win, you got KO coming out.
You missed the ref bump.
Yeah.
Where Solo just blatantly fucking thumbs the ref. in
Louis
the
saw
neck.
that. He grabbed the referee and just went pow and just took the referee out.
That
He
was
when he
his
rolled out.
finishing move, by the way. That's
He
how
put the thumb
ends-
into your throat.
Yeah,
It's a
it's
wrap. You ain't
Samoan
breathing
spike.
You should have seen what he did to John Cena. All right, now KO comes out and he stuns Roman Reigns, and that is not enough. Then Cody comes out with the full Louis outfit on,
Yeah.
and comes kick some ass.
Which
boom,
I'm
boom,
sure
boom.
I'm sure the people listening to the podcast
They
will
know.
really understand that.
They know that.
reference.
They know.
I don't even know what.
And then is that it? And then he wins. Roman wins.
They bring out another ref.
Yeah, the people who would be listening, do they even know our names?
Yeah.
So
I said at the beginning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and
Well,
then,
I don't want my name mentioned.
We'll call you Jimmy from now on. No, that's already somebody else. Call you Ben. So I was showing Ben, and
Call
then
you Benito Thunder Twat.
Yeah.
so Roman wins. Doesn't make an impression on Ben here. Sean,
No, you can call me Louis.
Who's Ben?
Ben, the two of us, we look now, ma. All right, so Roman wins, means nothing to Louis. It felt like story-wise, I don't know what happened. You put all these people in there. You tried to recreate what they did at WrestleMania.
What do you mean? No, that's not what they were trying
They
to
did.
do.
Look at WrestleMania. It was a tribal combat match. 4 people came in for the good guys. 4 people came in for the bad guys in that same match. And all of it was so that the good guy could lose. And he ended up overcoming and winning. Is that not what happened?
So WrestleMania was a culmination of a bunch of things. And it was basically ending a story where you had a group of people that have been repeatedly screwed over by the bloodline essentially coming together to finally stop. And the Undertaker. Coming together to stop the bloodline.
John Cena wasn't really fucked over by the bloodline. He went against Solo Sikoa in a one-on-one match and he lost. He wasn't fucked over. He was
still fucking with the bloodline at that point.
This is what I'm saying, bro. Like when you think about John Cena, Undertaker, all these people, these are like the pillars of the whatchamacallit. So when they come in for the finale, it's the Avengers.
Yeah, well,
it's bigger than just one hero. You got to get all the main guys to fight the one evil.
Yeah, but it wasn't just John Cena and The Undertaker who came out.
Yeah.
It was basically...
Seth Rollins got his ass beat immediately.
Yeah, but that was kind of the point, though, because that's also calling back to story that they had in the past.
Who, Jimmy Uso?
No, Seth Rollins.
Okay, I get that, but I don't want to get too far off into it. I'm just saying
No. Then let me finish my point.
Go ahead.
So that was an exclamation point at the end of a story. This was a continuation of a story. So it's the end. It's the end of the new bloodline, whatever. Not really, because they're still fucking showing up and doing their thing, whatever the fuck that's going to be. But it's like fucking Owens gets involved because of his past shit with the bloodline and his vendetta against Roman Reigns. Then Cody Rhodes comes out for no other reason just to fuck with Owens, not really wanting to do anything with the match, but just to fuck with Kevin Owens, who's fucking with this match.
That I'm telling you, bro.
It's different.
I hear you, but it's different, but it's the same. It's
John Cena didn't get involved in this match. Undertaker didn't get involved in this match.
No, I'm not saying that you're looking too semantical, bro. I'm not saying that the same pieces.
How old is the Undertaker?
58.
For real?
I don't know. He's probably 64.
I mean, I remember him when I was a
64.
kid.
Yeah, and that's why he was here tonight. But we'll get back to that. This match started at 20 minutes and 20 seconds, and it wasn't until 1 hour and 7 minutes in that bitch till John Cena comes in.
Finishes aren't unique to bloodline shit. It's a fucking
I mean, I'm sure it's a formula that's happened before, but I don't think that type of finish really can only happen. That exact type can only happen during a no disqualifications match. The exact one.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? But the referee can get knocked out.
Otherwise, it's a schmoz.
There was no point for the referee to get knocked out tonight. It's no disqualification. You knock out the ref so that, oh shit, we can do all this illegal stuff because the referee's knocked out.
No,
but it's already no disqualifications.
What a wily way to get around the rules.
No, it's to add to the.
There you go.
It's to add to the drama though, because then.
But there's nothing dramatically that's added.
Yep. God damn it! Can I finish a sentence?
I don't know, man. Don't say the same shit, bro. You can't have a referee get knocked out if it doesn't add nothing.
It's a fucking spot. Like the referee gets knocked out, then somebody gets hit with a finisher, and then they go for the pin, and then there's nobody there for the count. That's a spot that has happened repeatedly.
But I'm saying, did that happen tonight?
Yes.
Where was the referee? He came running down the thing and then he counted 1, 2, 3.
No. Like the ref, Solo fucking attacked the ref.
Right.
Then he got hit with like a spear or some shit, and then Roman went for a pin, and then there was no ref to count it. And then the match continued. No,
he went for the pin, and then the referee got pulled out by Jacob and Tama. That's how the ref got pulled up. He didn't get busted up yet. When he got busted up, that's when they started going nuts, and that's when Sammy and Jimmy came out. I get what you're saying, and it happens plenty of times. But I'm saying in the context of this, when the referee got knocked out, that's when a bunch of shenanigans started happening. But it's like you didn't need the referee to get knocked out.
You didn't need the referee to get knocked out for a bunch of shit to happen.
That's the only thing I'm saying.
But that added to the drama when the pin was going to happen, and then then they had to run
Then
a
they had
ref
to-
down
the
there.
next guy had to run down there.
Because referees historically are made out of glass, and the slightest bump will knock them unconscious.
I'm waiting for them. They got the female referees. I'm waiting for one of them to get knocked out by the guys.
Yeah. How would they handle that? Like what is would the wrestling audience just accept that, or would there be like an outcry?
That's what I'm saying.
It just goes to prove women actually don't want equality.
I feel like if you have a woman reffing a men's match, you just know there's never going to be a fucking ref bump.
That's what I'm saying. I want there to be maybe if Rhea Ripley
They don't have the balls.
there you go. John Cena, 47 minutes later. For this fucking.
I know what to say about this.
John Cena comes out, spoils the Royal Rumble.
No, John Cena. There's two things I know about him.
Yeah.
He's a terrible actor.
Fair.
And he was living out of his car at one point. But that's what he brought up. He's like, he did this whole love letter to Los Angeles.
Yeah.
As if Los Angeles had anything to do with anything. Like, it's just a geographical location. But he had to bring up the car thing. It's like, yeah, we know that.
I suppose if I was homeless, I too would make a love letter to Los Angeles.
Well, it's a nice place to be homeless.
Not as nice as Hawaii, apparently.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I think he does his
Florida
thing.
Keys.
He comes out. He does a bunch of self-deprecation. Oh, it's about the new generation. I don't want to make anything about me. My last time I won was 2,000 days ago. Because John will come in, because he's a headliner, right? So whenever they have a headliner that already has the belt, John will come in and do a promo for a month, 2 months, where he'll inevitably lose the match, but it gets over the guy who has the belt. Because if you beat John Cena, that used to mean something. So that's what he's been doing the last 2 years.
Well,
just boosting somebody who already has the belt.
It means something just as much as him winning matches for like the previous decade.
Yeah.
Wait, so is he still in the WWE?
No, not really.
No.
He's what you call a part timer. He'll show up like once or twice a year
And magically take the belt from somebody?
No, he doesn't do that anymore. No.
Like when it was LOL Cena wins, then he was like full time at that point. But now it's just like he'll show up. He'll show up like once or twice a year to put somebody else over.
I know a third thing about John Cena. His penis size is incredibly average.
Okay.
If you saw a train wreck with Miss Piggy, what's her name?
No.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Amy
Schumer. There's like a scene where he has a towel hanging over his boner, and it's like literally 5¼ inches.
So you're saying that I have
extra
a bigger
detail.
dick than John
Yes.
Cena?
Extra details. Okay, thank you, Lou, for that. We got him doing the self-deprecation. He's got the hat on, even though he's 50 years old. And Royal Rumble.
Well, that's to
declared
cover the
himself
bald
the Royal
spot,
Rumble. And
he got a spot. He got a spot back there. You got a
What
spot.
you're saying though, this is his farewell tour, but it's going to last a whole year.
Yes.
He's going to say
It's from
goodbye.
January until this December. It's
So-
his last Royal Rumble, his last WrestleMania, last SummerSlam.
And then he's going to make a movie with a talking animal.
He'll be naked for some reason.
or he'll do an animated movie where he plays a talking animal.
Ah, yeah.
He says that he's going to be in the Royal Rumble. He enters himself. I'm going to be in the
Yeah,
Royal
he
Rumble.
declared himself for the Royal Rumble, and he's going to win the Royal Rumble, and then he's going to face Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania.
You saw the
probably
promo. He was like, I don't want to. This is the new generation. I don't want to take it. So, guys, there's no chances. I'm never gonna win the championship. And everyone went no. And then he was like, well, maybe the only time you should say never is when you say never give up. So you know what? I am gonna get in the Royal Rumble. They're like, yeah, I'm gonna win. Yeah.
It was classic cornball Cena.
Oh, I know, yeah.
Just so, Luke, any thoughts about the cornballness?
No, but he probably should have rehearsed his lines better. Because he was like rambling for
You'd think a big Hollywood actor would be better at
right.
By big, you mean size.
No, because he's lost a lot of mass.
Yeah, he's kind of got that. He's got a real square head.
Yeah.
So he's kind of getting that giant head.
Yeah, we're finally starting to see what a big fucking Irish head he has.
Yeah.
Well, this lasted for 10 minutes. where we finally got they said he was going to be there live, but we just got a plug for Louis' favorite online celebrity, Logan Paul.
No.
And
Yeah, fuck Logan Paul. What's next?
Louis was a very good. When Logan got on the stage on the screen, Louis stopped everything he was doing. He was looking dead at
To
that
say
bitch.
how much I hate him.
Louis was like,
He's like everything wrong with America. He's a guy who monetized obnoxiousness and stupidity, and he's a total hack with no talent.
I was at work when I was watching this, and this was the only point where like I just like willingly walked away.
The only thing faker than Logan Paul in the WWE is Logan Paul's fight with Mike Tyson.
No, that's Jake.
That's
Paul.
Jake Paul.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
See, that's how much I know.
Let's look at segments real quick. The intro. Lou, do you know who Triple H is?
I heard the name.
I mean, you okay? Fair enough. Second segment, The Rock. You know who The Rock is.
Yes. He's
Third
the
segment,
guy who makes movies about talking animals.
Solo versus Roman. Did you know who Paul Heyman is? The fat dude in the back, or
He doesn't know.
No.
okay, so you didn't know anybody in the actual WWE part of the show. The next part, John Cena. You know who that is, right?
Oh, well, yeah.
Okay, the final part that we're at right now, Logan Paul. You know who that is, right?
Yes.
So for the casual, is he casual or is he?
He's not casual because he doesn't like wrestling.
Right, so
he's not even going to watch it casually.
All right,
he
so
only
for what-
watched it because you forced him
Well,
to
no,
watch it.
I was working out, and in between, I'd either work out facing the TV.
So
or...
yeah, he was watching
But
it
this is what I was
because
saying.
you were literally watching it on
Okay,
the
but
TV.
this is what I ask you. While working out, maybe not if you're bored or whatever, but if while working out, watching dudes be their best form of themselves is motivation to work out more, right? I mean, I've worked out watching Raw plenty of times, or SmackDown or whatever. It's motivation, like, okay, yeah, bet. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, usually I work out in silence.
Oh, shit. Listening to orchestral music and shit?
I think the boner he was getting was distracting him.
Okay, well.
Let's actually get to what we really want to talk about. Which one of these wrestlers has the best looking feet?
Liv Morgan. That's led to our next thing, because after Logan Paul, we got.
Speaking of feet,
Yes.
the ladies match.
At 1 minute and 19
Who's the
seconds.
chick with the black hair? I said she looked like a Mortal Kombat character.
Yeah, Rhea Ripley.
Yeah.
Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan. What did I good? Before it got to the match, we got the crowd. They panned across the crowd.
I think. Well, first, I think when Liv Morgan came out, I actually made the comment of you could probably see her vagina through those shorts.
Oh, when she got pinned, you definitely could see the lining. So we got some crowd shots that I missed earlier with Logan Paul, but we got Macaulay Culkin, which got a really big pop. Home Alone.
Seth Green.
Seth, well, I wasn't gonna.
He's
got
first,
patches.
First they
He's
showed
got patches
Seth
on his
Green,
face.
and it's like, Jesus Christ, I've never seen a 12-year-old look that old.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you look at the
and
And
then
then
next
Macaulay
to him,
Culkin looks
next
exactly
to
the same.
Yeah, next to him is Macaulay Culkin, but Macaulay Culkin did the hat reveal.
Yeah.
Where he was like, his head was down like this, and then
Yep.
he took his hat off, and then it's like, oh my God, it's that dude who hasn't been relevant in 20 years.
Yeah, it's that guy who's on all those Red Letter Media videos.
Yes.
But Topanga, that was a big one.
Yes.
I don't know if
Topanga.
They
that's what
called
they
her
did.
Topanga.
Right, they definitely called her Topanga.
So they put her name on there, like her her name, her actual name. They just refer to her as Topanga from Boy Meets World. Sitting next to her is the guy who played the brother in Boy Meets World. He doesn't get shit. He didn't get recognized by commentary. He didn't get his name on there.
He didn't even look. He looked like a regular person.
I
So I
thought
didn't
he
even
was
think.
just her husband or something. That's what I thought he was.
But what has she been?
No,
at?
I
mean,
could have
that's all-
sworn he was on the show. I don't know if it was the brother or if it was what's his name, the friend.
Oh, I remember.
forgot
the friend that.
I forgot the guy's name. I know he had like
Six.
a weird name.
Yeah. No, that's Blossom, right?
Yeah.
That show pissed me off.
Blossom.
Oh God! Like it's just that big Jew nose, and then her friend
Six.
and the dad was a pianist who somehow raised the whole family on, and the
Well,
mother left them and was living in France. It's like what fucking who can relate
We
to
can
this
talk
stupid
about
That's-
90s sitcoms geared towards children until we're blue in the face.
show? The guy from Boy Meets World that played the friend, wasn't he in Cabin Fever?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
X-Pac, Shinsuke Nakamura,
Former
and the women's champions, Bianca Belair and Naomi. These people all got crowd shots before Rhea versus Liv. I was telling him, and I'm telling you as well, this felt like the UFC stuff. You know, right off the rip when they were showing Rock and Solo.
It makes sense. They're owned by the same company.
Well, yeah, you know, it's like they're showing. Here's some other people that are on our thing.
This is how UFC does big fight feel.
Yeah,
and they're making it look more like a UFC type thing with like celebrities and shit because that's the kind of audience that they think they're gonna. Because the last big, live stream that Netflix did was the dog shit Logan Paul Tyson fight.
Yeah.
So they're trying to gear towards that audience for some reason, as if like the same people that went to watch that fight are now going to watch pro wrestling.
I mean,
when a majority of people who watched that fight thought that they were going to get a legitimate fight and accidentally got pro wrestling, you think that they're going to come back to watch actual pro wrestling?
I think that what they were doing with showing them in the crowd is different for WWE because they'll show their ex-stars like X-Pac in the crowd, but they normally don't show their active roster in the crowd. And I was pissing me off at first, but then like, okay, well, that's what they do.
They still need a paycheck, even though they're not booked to wrestle, even though a lot of them should have been.
Lou, did any of the people that they show look like interesting? What about the guy with the glasses on who was in this crowd? LA Knight. I was telling him
the audience or
they were in the audience because they are on the show, but they weren't booked on the show, so they just booked to be a. We got Lou out here, so it's like they have celebrities, but then they also have actual wrestlers that wrestle right now,
which is just made to look like
UFC.
Like they're obviously being paid to be there.
Yes. Yeah. They're getting a pay. They are there just to get a paycheck.
So basically,
they're probably reusing the same 3 seats every time. For the pro wrestlers,
as if that is literally like their entire life. No, that's no social life outside.
But that's literally what they do when they do things where it's like they're showing they're showing like wrestlers or people from NXT in the crowd the entire night. It's the same 3 seats that they'll reuse later on in the night for 3 other wrestlers.
I know what is funny though is when you actually do look at the people in the audience.
Yeah. They all look like me.
Well, listen.
The one guy had a fedora on, like a lady fedora.
He looked like every dude who ever like worked at a Blockbuster video.
Whoever stalked a chick.
Hollywood video.
If I watch enough wrestling, she'll think I'm cool.
I have all the thumbs. It just looked like a bunch of thumbs wearing jerseys.
Thumbs wearing jerseys.
Do you have any notes about the match, Sean?
Which match?
Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan.
Did you? Oh, okay.
Yeah, we still there.
I mean, it was a good match.
What did you think about her deadbeat boyfriend showing up? Huh? Clearly, he only wanted her back because she won.
Please. Her deadbeat boyfriend has a name. And it's Dirty Dom.
Dirty Dominic Mysterio. So the match, you don't have any notes. Lou definitely doesn't have any notes.
I also like how he was able to just walk right up on the stage and no security stopped him.
No, because he's a wrestler. So he was already out there.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
I have bigger arms than him.
Yes.
So what's your opinion about Dominic?
Well, I mean, if he's a wrestler, then I should fucking join. Like,
well, no, his dad is the legendary Rey Mysterio. So
he's a skinny
nepo baby.
Yes, a legacy.
Yeah.
Legacy artist.
Do they play that angle though? Like,
yes.
Like literally, like he's only here because of who his dad is.
No.
Well,
no, but they're trying to.
They kind of did that at first. They kind of did that at first when he was tagging with his dad.
Eddie Griffin. That's not Eddie. Eddie
Guerrero?
Eddie Guerrero.
Eddie Gordo?
Right.
What the fuck, dude? You're supposed to be a wrestling fan.
Eddie Mysterio. Didn't he fight Spider-Man?
Wait, what?
That's Eddie Brock. But Eddie Guerrero, do you remember him from back in the day? He was lying, cheating still. They had this match where Eddie Guerrero, who's Rey Mysterio's cousin, went against Rey Mysterio.
They're not related.
Custody. Oh, really? Bet. So they were doing this for custody. Whoever won the match got custody over the now.
So yeah, they had a storyline where Eddie Guerrero was insinuating that Dominic was actually his son, basically saying like, I fucked your wife and that's my son.
So basically,
And then it
his
turned
new character
into
is that.
it was a feud that turned into a ladder match for the custody of Rey Mysterio's
And naturally,
son.
the courts would abide by it.
Yes.
So basically, that's
Now
his new
you
character.
understand wrestling.
When he was first wrestling, he was like, I'm just like my dad. Like, I'm do all the stuff that he did and da-da-da. But then he did this arc for a heel turn. And that's when you turn heel. And
That's when he became a bad guy.
Yeah,
And
he
he
became a
turned on
heel.
his dad.
You know what's funny? The term heel, the reason why what stuck in my head is Bruce Campbell from Crime Wave,
Yeah.
where he literally calls him
Yes,
a heel, and Bruce
yes.
Campbell goes, "So I'm a heel. So what of it?" Like that's and that line is always in my head.
Wasn't it like, maybe I'm just a heel calling you a heel or something
Yeah,
like that?
yeah.
okay, Dominic Mysterio, what did you feel about what happened to him at the end?
I don't recall.
He got kicked in the hymen. And
Oh,
then-
you mean the dirtbag boyfriend?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then he got
Body
done up in the
slammed.
move. Yes.
Yeah.
How did that
And,
make you feel as a man?
it felt what's the word? I'm like, so predictable. Like, of course, like they would do a nut shot, with that. But I think I commented though, when you do that move where you grab somebody by the legs, lift them off the ground, and slam them like that, all the videos I've seen where that happens in real life, it like causes severe damage to like your brainstem. And most people, like, their arms
tuck the
turn
neck.
inward and like they seize up and their mouths are agape. They literally look like they're having a seizure and dying.
Yeah.
It's like one of the most horrible things. So instead, the second he hit the ground, he just rolled over and was going, "Oh!" And I thought, if you really want to sell this, have him do the real thing where you turn your wrists inward
Yeah,
and you just look like you're having like your whole body's just contorting.
Fucking popping Alka-Seltzer.
Like
before you
Squidward,
take
yeah,
the move.
yeah.
Just start foaming at the
They've
mouth
done
before
that.
your
They've
eyes.
done it, but the
Because
more
I guarantee
goofy
you,
it
here's the
gets-
thing: if there are like 10-year-olds, and because I had a friend who was super into WWF, like back in the, it would probably been like 1990, 91,
cool era.
and he was constantly trying to try out the wrestling moves.
91, it was not exactly the cool era.
It was pre-Suburban Commando. That's what I remember.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
yes.
but yeah, he was always trying to test out the wrestling moves he saw, like on me and like other friends, and we would kind of like let him do it. But sometimes it would get really annoying because, I knew it was fake back then, but like it's also just annoying because you have to let him do it.
Yeah.
Because he wants to do the move he saw. And all I keep thinking of is if there are 10 and 11, 12-year-olds out there now watching this and they try to do that body slam trick, they're going to end up like fucking up.
Yeah,
one of
you
their
need to
friends.
show them what a Canadian destroyer is.
Yeah, for sure.
And then see if a kid can do that.
I mean, they're out
I'm
there
sure a
doing
fat
it.
kid
They're,
can
they're
pick
out there
another
doing
kid
it.
up. by the legs.
No, a Canadian destroyer is like you start off with your opponent, with your opponent's head between your legs, then you flip over them, and then they come around, and then it
Like
ends
they
in
get
a
lifted
pile.
off the
It ends in
ground.
a pile driver. You know what a pile driver is,
Yeah.
right? So it's like a flip over and then into a pile driver.
It's nuts. It's nuts.
It looks crazy, but no kid could accomplish it.
Oh,
safely,
I know exactly
ever.
what you're talking about. Because I found a VHS tape in downtown Mount Clemens, and I popped it in, and it was Paco. Remember Paco? Like they were doing backyard wrestling.
With Dan Guzman.
Yeah.
See, Dan
And they
Guzman,
did that move. It
Dan
looked awesome.
Guzman
Like,
played
Yeah.
the Dominic Mysterio because he's skinny
yeah.
and he can take
Well, what
the
Paco
moves.
was doing though was actually impressive.
That's what I'm saying. But you need a partner like Dan Guzman who can.
That's
Yeah.
my other complaint about a lot of the moves I saw on this thing tonight.
Yeah.
Was every time somebody would get lifted off the ground, because the camera's so close, you see the person who's about to get body slammed or lifted, you see them hop off the ground to get
Yes.
that extra jump. And it's like, pull that camera back. Like, or they were just bad at it. I don't remember it being. I've seen obviously like in years ago or through my life, like WWF or WWE, where they do that move and it really looks like they're yanking them off the ground. So maybe some of these people are just not that, they're too heavy or they're not good at it, so they have to get that jump in, and it kind of takes away from the
Authenticity.
yeah.
Okay, well, Liv and Rhea, you didn't know any one of those. You don't know who Dominic Mysterio is.
I'm just kind of glad that storyline's over now.
Yeah.
It's basically the end of that storyline. Like Rhea got her championship back. She got her revenge.
The thing
on
that's going to
Liv.
stop them, I think, is going to be the Wyatt family.
She
but
got
see.
she got her vengeance on Dominic Mysterio.
Oh, I hope she don't take him back.
And then she gets the nod from the dead man.
Yeah, about what is that? The match took place over about 24 minutes at 1 hour and 45 minutes into the show.
And you can almost make out Liv Morgan's cooter.
Yes, the pin was very revealing.
She got a clit like a doorstep.
So they got the dead man. Okay, Louis knows who the Undertaker is, so then there's that. He comes out with his Harley Davidson, does the whole thing. Kofi Kingston, the LWO, and a bunch of other extras are shown on the top, like VIP area.
Everybody's partying while
Yeah.
New Day is in the corner
Sulking.
looking sullen because nobody likes them anymore because they were mean to Biggie.
And then just after that, we see a commercial. I believe, Lou, you might remember this, maybe not, but it was for American Alpha promoting Cricket Wireless.
Yes, they're still playing that commercial, and I don't know why.
And right, and so but that'll come back later. So they do that shit, and then about 10 minutes later, at 1 hour and 54 minutes into the show, we're still doing more promos because we got The Rock backstage, and The Rock's like, "Hey, what's up, guys? Hey, Cody, we're friends now because we're friends, Cody.
Yes,
because we're friends.
I completely missed this.
You know what I got out of
was
this?
probably in the bathroom or something.
You know, like when you actually listen to an Alex Jones episode, it'll be like, "Oh, and the government, blah blah blah," and for 5 minutes,
fluoride in the water. They're making the freaking bombs gay.
But he'll do that for 5 minutes, and then 10 minutes he's hawking supplements.
Yeah.
So like 90% of his show is peddling wares, and with this
Government.
what I saw tonight,
They're trying to kill you. They're trying to kill all of us.
what I saw
Take my
tonight-
brain pills.
Yeah, the brain force. But what I saw tonight though was there was so much like Netflix dick sucking and like these claims that the whole world's watching and everything, but it was just Netflix, shoehorning Netflix into just like little bits, like any chance they had. It was like shameless.
It's insane. Also,
and I'm like, how often were they even wrestling in this show?
Also, like they keep on reminding you, Netflix. We know what we're fucking watching this on.
yeah.
We tuned into this. We tuned into
They
this.
sounded
You put Netflix on the mat
they sound
as
like
if you don't know what you're watching this on.
Well, they sound like people who are overly grateful, as if they've been begging Netflix for years, and Netflix finally gave them a chance. They don't need Netflix. Obviously, they've been surviving without it for fucking 50 years.
Dude, they had their own streaming service. WWE had their own streaming service, and it was good.
I'm looking at the numbers right here off of what Lou just asked, and I believe there's only 4 matches. Of the 4 matches,
God.
if I'm doing the math, okay. The math I just did was 120 minutes. So that's 2 hours out of a 3-hour thing was matches, but I added up the totality from when the first person's music start all the way to the end of the match. So in Liv Morgan, they cut to the crowd. They were doing Macaulay Culkin. Yeah, they did a bunch of stuff in there. They did you know what I'm saying? When they did Solo and Roman, their entrances alone was probably 10 minutes of that 40-minute match.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? So how much actual wrestling?
So the comfortable thing about streaming on Netflix is that you don't necessarily have a hard out.
Yeah.
Like you do on television.
Yeah.
So people can run longer, and they're obviously being more lax with it. At least in this first iteration, they're being a lot more lax.
Do they know how it did it stream live?
Yeah.
Yes.
So how did that turn out? Because weren't they getting sued or something because of the Tyson fight?
I was fine. Like I
they
didn't have
fix
any
that?
interruptions. I was watching on my phone, and I didn't have any interruptions.
Okay,
A
well,
lot of commercials though.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. We had Vanessa Hudgens. I don't care. Do you know that is, Lou?
Don't care.
I know that name.
I know the name, but I don't know who, what, when, where, why. I don't know
Is
anything
she
about
an
it.
actress?
Yes. Don't know. Yeah, look it up. And then we get Travis Scott, who came out there with DJ Khaled behind him. And
That was
you know
not
what I'm saying?
DJ
That was
Khaled. That
bro.
was
I
not.
swear to on everything, bro.
I don't know who that dork was.
I put that on
without
everything, bro. That was DJ
Travis
Khaled.
Scott looked confused.
Another one.
He did not. He looked like he didn't know where he was, and somebody just shoved a belt onto his shoulder,
Another one.
and he was just like,
Did you see what belt it was?
What?
You see what belt it
It
was?
looked like the hardcore title.
Oh, it's okay. Vanessa Hudgens is one of the High School Musical chicks.
Yeah, I still don't care.
Okay, well again.
Why not?
Again.
Oh,
more
because
for
because
people,
she's of age now.
What the fuck?
Okay, so another example of them putting in people that, you know what I'm saying, they aren't for us. They're to get the kids,
I mean, it's fine,
you know, whatever.
It is what it is.
At 5 minutes later, at 1 hour and 59 minutes and 10 seconds, we got Uso and McIntyre. Uso makes his entrance. Any thoughts about the intro? Getting the whole stadium of people, 17,000 people, all doing the.
It was very Usy.
It was very Usy, very Usy of you.
It's
very Usy of you.
Classic main event Jay. The yeet is over. Over like Rover.
There you go. And then they started the match before the match started. Jay was getting his ass beat.
Yeah.
I feel like thinking about that, he probably could take the loss because he got his ass beat to start off with. So we've already established. We've already established that McIntyre could whip your ass.
I feel like there's like this weird struggle with like trying to push Jey Uso as a singles guy because he's so over, but then at the same time just like constantly getting tied in with the bloodline shit and just derailing any kind of push that he has. It's like they gave him the Intercontinental title for like a cup of coffee just for posterity so he can say, oh well, he went out and did good on his own, but it's like they didn't give him enough time to like build him back up as a singles guy.
If they have enough stuff behind it, they can definitely still tell the story that he is. Because look, McIntyre clearly beat him today. He beat his ass before the match started. You beat him after. Clearly to the point.
He didn't win the match.
Right. Clearly to the point to where you could arguably say with the same clarity that Jey Uso beat Roman at SummerSlam. Remember why he didn't? Because out of nowhere, Jimmy came out and dragged him out.
Yeah, but that's. But
like it was a clear victory.
So that's outside interference.
Yeah, but I'm saying
to what Jay did at the end of this match.
No, I get
which
you.
Which
was fair, all clean.
Which was clean as a whistle. He baited him, and rolled him up.
Did you have anything, Lou, about Uso and McIntyre? Big guy. He was going for his last, for his finisher, and then he ended up getting rolled up. And
predictable.
Yeah.
It always every time somebody's going to do the finishing move, I'm like, and then they'll step out of the way, and it's like, and then he runs into the post on the corner and goes, whoa, like it's just it's an old trick. Like,
I mean, how many different ways can you
build the audience up and then do a switcheroo?
Even if he wins clean, you know what I'm saying? Like, how do you? It's been going on television for like 50 years, but in reality for like 90 years or some shit like that. It's like, I don't know how you keep. It's like movies. Like you can subvert, or you can. But it's ultimately the good guy wins, the bad guy wins.
Not even a casual.
Nothing. Nihilism.
I'm just saying, as someone who's not even a casual watcher,
right?
I've seen it so many times that it's just like I can't get excited for it. I already, you know what I mean?
You already know what's gonna happen.
I would be more impressed if the finishing move actually like worked. Like.
So basically, what he needs to watch is a normal episode of Raw.
What's your Liv Morgan? She lost to Rhea Ripley. She just did her move, picked her up, and then did her move again.
But that actually looked real.
Right, because she kind of slammed her.
Yeah. You should have seen when she did that to Liv through a table at War Games.
Yeah, that was rough.
That was dope.
That was rough. So then you end that match. McIntyre, the big guy, loses to Uso. We got 3 more points on the thing here. 20 minutes later, there's a promo for Gunther. That's your world champion on Raw. He didn't have a match today, but...
Why he didn't have a match today?
Because there wasn't no story for it?
Because...
Did you have any impressions, Lou?
No.
The guy, he's the word. It was a black and white promo, but the gold on the belt, you can see the gold.
He wasn't watching the promo. He wasn't watching the Austrian dude.
That might have been when I was doing my stretches.
But because I'm trying to think, like, if he stood out to you, like, he was like German.
He's Austrian.
Yeah, like he was like.
That's why his name is Gunther.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, so
They're all filthy.
Gabriel Iglesias, New Day, and was there somebody else that stopped him? Because Gabriel was talking. The New Day came out and started talking.
Alpha Academy comes in.
Got you.
And also, who gives a shit? Like, it's
Yeah.
just like it was a feeble attempt to get more heat on the New Day by having them like beef with Gabriel.
Kofi
Iglesias.
cut that mustache. See that? See, if you cut your mustache, I would know you a bad guy now. You kept kept all this, but just shaved the mustache.
I would want to punch myself in the face.
There you go.
It would be like an anti
But
Dirty Dom.
But
Yeah.
Because like Dirty Dom became the bad guy when he grew the mustache, I would become the bad guy if I
If
shaved
he
the
lost
Yeah,
mustache.
but that's how you know he's bad.
Exactly. It's a classic. It's classic. Now, transition from that in the same thing, we got Roman. I think you missed that, Lou, but it was just him talking to the wise men,
Yes.
talking about
And then the big
January. He said January
Netflix.
27th.
January 27th.
What does that
and then-
mean? What-
I don't know, but
what-
the
what
big
day is that?
reveal.
Is that a Monday?
The big reveal when they closed the door was for some reason the logo for WWE 2K25 was on the back of the door, which makes no sense.
No. It does make sense, right? Storyline wise,
Is that where they're making the game in that particular
Say
stadium
January
behind that door?
27th?
Yeah. No. Yeah, January 27th. He could be in there going to a meeting. Like, okay.
So when you go into a meeting, they put the insignia for the game or the game logo.
that is
on
part
the
of the
door.
nonsense of WWE-ness.
It's a Monday.
So in 2 weeks, Roman's coming back to Monday, even though you're on SmackDown.
He's coming back to Monday, and then they're going to announce or show the trailer for the next WWE game, probably,
Wow.
or some shit.
I mean, technically, all the
The
locker rooms,
the next glitchy mess that I'm probably going to buy anyway.
all
because
the
I'm
locker
fucking
rooms
Mark.
be having people's names on them and shit like that sometimes, for certain people, but not for real. It's only for kayfabe, so it's like they do the next thing. But I'm gonna go to your favorite skit of this entire evening.
Oh yes, I love this.
You know what I'm saying? Which came 10 minutes later, at about the 2 hours and 28 minutes.
So music hits. Rick Springfield. Out comes Jimmy Hart waving an American flag, the mouth of the South. Older than dirt, but his hair blacker than it's ever been. And out comes an old, disintegrating Hulk Hogan
Right. With a swollen gut.
with a swollen gut.
That's from holding in all the
And
racism.
the crowd gives him the most appropriate, reaction they possibly could. A chorus of boos.
Ooh.
Which was appropriate because he was mainly there to sell booze because he has his own
That's a good
his
quip
own
there.
beer.
I see what you
and
did
it
there.
was on the mat.
I see the quip.
And he proceeded to power through the most generic ass Hulk Hogan-y promo, trying to build up his beer and trying to build up Raw on Netflix, because I don't know if you guys heard, Raw is on Netflix
For real?
now. I know. I'm surprised too.
When they started doing that?
Nobody told me.
Bro,
You think that they would
you'd
mention
think
it
there'd be
on
some
this
promo or something
show
like that.
that we have been watching on Netflix, that it is in fact on Netflix.
Especially if the entire world is watching.
Yeah, yes. So Hulk Hogan comes out to do his Hulk Hogan thing. Crowd booing him the entire time. He doesn't acknowledge it. He powers through the promo. Struggles to tear his shirt off to reveal
Again?
a shirt. Yes.
Because when at
Because
the
he was
Trump
holding
thing.
because he was holding the microphone.
No,
If he would have had it
yes.
on stand, he could have just done this.
No, but at
No,
the
he
Trump
was
thing,
struggling.
he had both free hands and he couldn't rip the shirt.
Yeah, it was like.
His arms looked like my dad's before my dad died.
Gosh.
Jesus Christ.
He's got like
Listen.
the weird old man biceps
I
where it's
see,
like
huh?
it's more.
I think it's barely,
It's more vein than muscle.
Yeah, but
Like there's still like definition, but it's
but that
not like
gut-
real muscle definition. It's just
that
more.
gut though, they call that a roid gut. That's like unhealthy. That's like a
Yes.
sign that you're retaining
He's got,
water
like,
and
weird-
fluids.
Yes, Hulk Hogan was there making an appearance
yeah.
because he wanted to be a real American, bro. He wanted to be a
So
real
he,
American.
so he powers through his bullshit promo.
American. His legs were looking mighty strong.
Yeah.
I was
He looked like a weird torso on toothpicks.
I think his legs have never looked
so-
stronger.
He's
That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I've been watching him
Yes.
for 40 years, and I can tell
Yes.
you, I can tell you.
Clearly, he can run a marathon
He
with the way he hobbles out like a man with
You know what I
He
thought about?
hasn't aged in months.
You know what I
He walks out from backstage, walking like the fucking the pirate from Family Guy.
You know, when he came out there, I thought one thing. I saw his hips, and I thought one thing: Elvis Presley. Because I swear, this motherfucker, bro, he get pow, 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 pow. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he was ready for it,
How high are you?
bro. What you talking about? And I was sipping on that American-made beer, bro.
If he tried
know?
dancing like Elvis, it would just be the sound of like firecrackers going off.
Okay, fireworks.
For the
Okay,
money, brother.
Fireworks. It took from 2 hours and 28 minutes to 2 hours and 32 minutes. That's a full 5.5 minute promo from Hulk Hogan, who clearly aced his.
Getting booed the entire time.
And he didn't struggle taking off his shirt. Okay,
And he absolutely did.
The shirt.
He had so much trouble taking his shirt off.
It wasn't rigged right.
It wasn't rigged. Yeah, they didn't gimmick the shirt right.
Yeah,
He was like
The wardrobe malfunction.
Yeah.
You know, listen, he had to hold the microphone in one hand. And so he had to, you know what I'm saying? I can't talk to you.
Clearly.
Look, he was like, what you gonna do, brother? And he got one arm on this, ripping the shirt. You can't, he's strong, man. No one's that strong. You can't rip a shirt with one arm. So then he had to move the other one down, and then it folded like a piece of paper.
Speaking of
I don't know
promos-
why you try to justify terrible things.
Well, speaking of promos, that reminds us that this podcast wouldn't be possible without our sponsors. So we'd like to invite our listeners to check out the Swamp Shack, located on 20 Mile and Rogers Street. They got great Southern cookie. So just
They
remember,
got the chicken over there, right?
Yeah. So just remember, come on down to the Swamp Shack where you can get yourself some chicken and grits.
I fuck with the Swamp Shack, man. You know, we got to get catered by them next time. We're going to be promoting that shit
Yeah,
like
when
that.
we're storming ideas,
Yeah,
we'll
it's
Grubhub some Swamp Shack.
it's the only
Yeah,
place.
Swamp
It's the only
Shack.
place in the area where you can get gator,
It's like the cleanest
and
place out here,
somehow
too.
it's fresh.
You know, especially on Sunday. You can get chicken on Sundays. You can't get that at the Clucking place.
They just have
You know
a
what I'm
flooded basement, and they go down there with a club.
You know, I really feel like Seth Rollins versus CM Punk. Lou, do you know who Seth Rollins is?
What band was he in?
He was in the.
Oh no, it's Henry Rollins.
Oh yeah. Do you know who CM Punk is?
Well,
They
it was
play
a
at
perfect
CBGB's?
opportunity to make fun of what Seth Rollins wears every week, and you just completely missed it. You just make fun of him.
Okay, I mean, I'm just trying to see the beyond casual person. Does he? No, he clearly doesn't know who Seth is. But
which one was
does he
doing
know
the press conference?
CM Punk?
Okay.
So you've never heard of him outside of wrestling
No.
for anything he's done?
You've never seen any of his movie?
No.
You've never seen any of his UFC fights?
Wait, was he in that movie where there's a talking animal?
No, he was not.
He was in. Do you know that show called Sons of Anarchy?
Oh yeah, I
He
never
was
watched
in-
it, but yeah.
Oh, he was in the spinoff Mayans. He had about four episodes on that, and then he also did a show called Heels, which if you're bored enough, it's a good show. It's a good wrestling
What is
show.
that on? I've never seen it.
Stars, which is probably why you've never seen it, but I think maybe HBO
wow.
or something. No, you can probably catch it on.
I'm
on
sorry. I
Netflix.
have a personal vendetta against Stars ever since they canceled Ash vs. Evil Dead.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say no, that wasn't them. That was Cinemax. I'm thinking of
And
Banshee.
Netflix.
You ever seen Banshee?
No.
And also another reason to hate Netflix is that they didn't pick up Ash vs. Evil Dead.
Yeah.
They
You're
did
telling me
for
they
a
didn't
while.
have the money? No, they played the Stars production reruns. You're telling me Netflix going to say, "Hey, fuck Stars, come over here. We'll finance the next couple seasons."
The money wasn't right.
Yeah, because they're giving it all to hack comedians to have their dumb specials. They won't play. I got canceled. My new
Okay.
special canceled.
Okay, this
Seth-
isn't that podcast.
Seth
saying.
versus
we can record
versus
that
Punk.
podcast next.
That'll be the next one. Seth versus Punk. I personally was ready to fast forward. You wanted to watch it a bit.
Yes, and it was a good match.
Okay, fair enough. It was a good match. And then it ended. I don't know why
That just
I put
shows how
103.
invested.
What is that? What is that?
The press
Sound
conference.
103?
I
Just
have no idea.
when I realized they were doing a press conference, I just rolled my eyes because that almost seems like it's taking it too far.
Yeah, but they've been doing that. They've been pulling that shit for a while now. Like the actual press conference at the end of the. I think AEW actually started doing that shit.
Pretty sure he mentioned something about Netflix too during that press
Of
conference.
course. It's
Okay,
all-
so-
and that the whole world was
It
watching.
was.
I specifically heard those two things.
It was on Netflix's YouTube channel.
For real?
Yes, the press conference was on Netflix's YouTube channel.
You sure
Wait,
it
so
wasn't
what
on
I was
WWE's
watching-
YouTube?
It was also on WWE's YouTube, but it was on both.
They're trying to get that money. I mean, well, tell me this then.
But
you
just
know?
the fact that Netflix has a YouTube channel.
Okay, so takeaways. Lou, what are your takeaways as the person who hasn't watched it in 30 years?
Not enough gay representation.
I thought it was pretty gay myself, but okay,
It would be gayer if Seth Rollins was able to come out to what he usually dressed as he usually
Right.
is dressed.
I mean,
Like
Lou, could you see yourself working out and watching this?
um,
Not religiously,
not on my own.
Okay, yeah, but okay, if Sean was with you and he was
Like
watching it,
if I had to see at least 70% of it to sit in on a podcast, then I would schedule my workout at the same time. So
okay, who stood out to you? Who stood out to you in the whole? Who do you remember? What do you remember?
the woman that won the match.
Rhea.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, she seemed to be the most interesting one.
Yeah.
And she had the most realistic takedown. Everyone else just looked so predictable and almost kind of lazy, like they were tired.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I thought they were going to start calling her the American Badass because I heard the dong, and then I saw
I feel
American
like they
Badass,
should.
and I was like, what?
Except it would have had that whole scene would have had a lot more effect if she wasn't grinning like an idiot the entire time. Because she had a smile on her face that looked like, oh, how cool is this shit? And it's like, no, be a badass.
staged, which was staged. But
Be a badass. Don't smile. Just because there's even
sakes,
that
don't
that
take
beat
him back.
that
He's
beat
no
before,
good for you.
There's even that beat before they do the head turn with the arm
Yeah.
raised, where Undertaker actually tells her
What to do.
raise your arm, look back, but he doesn't tell her not to smile like an asshole.
She can do that as a woman if you.
Well, she can get away with anything.
Smiling.
She's Rhea Ripley.
If it was Seth Rollins smiling while he turned around with the Undertaker, that'd be a little bit different.
Well, being in a ring, I can tell you, it's hard not to smile when you're in the center of the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I was in the Navy and we had to do color guard and present the flags for the Evander Holyfield versus Vinnie Matalone fight, and I'm supposed to be stoic, no, I wasn't. I was giggling and smiling, and they had it all on cable TV. So
Okay, well, is there a moment that stood out to you?
See,
I already
Louis,
said the girl.
Louis,
No,
Louis
you
cable
said
famous.
you said that the woman the person that stood out to you was Rhea Ripley, but are you saying her winning was the one? You don't remember anything else? Not you don't remember, but that was the only thing that meant anything
Everything
to you?
else just felt corny and
What about The
predictable.
Rock? He was electrified.
No, that was a total sellout.
But the woman that came out
that was
in
like
S&M
a
gear.
used car lot commercial type of selling out.
Oh yeah, but what about that promo that Gunther cut? Woo.
Yeah, no.
Okay. Did Hulk? You haven't watched since Hulk has been on TV, so how did it make you feel to see him back? Since that was the
Well, I mean,
last
I
thing
saw
you've
him at
seen?
the Trump, the Republican convention thing.
Yeah, he
and I
already-
thought he was pathetic then. And I think he's pathetic now.
Okay. So that's your so
His last good performance was Gremlins 2.
Jesus Christ.
You know what? I think you're right.
Yeah, that was a solid one. I remember it too. Everyone does.
That was peak Hogan.
So for you, for a non-watcher,
Suburban Commando?
No,
no.
that was pre-Suburban
Oh,
Commando.
that explains it. Suburban Commando, that was when it all...
Yeah.
And then there was the racisms.
Yeah, of course his downfall wasn't Thunder in Paradise.
Yeah, or the sex tape.
okay, so Louis, you aren't. You might watch it offhandedly if it's on around you, and the person of Monday Night Raw that you might remember and go, "Hey, that's a person," is Rhea Ripley. Nobody else really stood out. You know? Obviously, not Seth Rollins or CM Punk, not Gunther. Uso, I doubt. McIntyre,
Well,
I
I
doubt.
mean,
The Mimosas.
John Cena, you'll if John Cena comes back next week, maybe that'll be Logan Paul. You're gonna have something to say when Logan Paul comes up, right? You'll be like, I know him and I hate it.
Yeah. I mean, I
As
would,
opposed to, I
would
don't
like
know
to
who
see,
you are.
I would like to see how effective he is at doing the craft.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. I mean, if you see it, you're gonna love it because he's not the
But yeah,
best.
the first match with the Mimosas or the Samoans.
the mimosas. That was one of my favorite tag teams back in the day, the Wild Mimosas.
Yeah, that was a solid group, man. Okay, so bring it to you, Sean. Talk to me, man. Give me your takeaways. It's the largest gate ever.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'll believe that line one day.
I should say too. My biggest complaint: just not enough feet.
Okay, I mean, yeah, it was just kind of the self-indulgent bullshit that you'd expect off of like something that they want to try to make a big deal.
Yeah.
Just like way too many like cameos, I guess, celebrity cameos, showing a lot of wrestlers that should have been wrestling on the card and not just in the crowd.
Well, you had to, you got to appease the new people, the Louis.
You did, but did it work?
He said Rhea Ripley. Look,
he said Rhea Ripley. Not one of those stars drew him in.
Right, but he
was not there. He was not there for Gabriel Iglesias and his ridiculous fucking raw WWE Netflix Aloha shirt.
Yeah.
But like for me, I really enjoyed watching Hulk Hogan eat shit from the crowd. I liked the Rollins Punk match at the end. I like that they seemingly finished up a lot of long running storylines that have maybe been running on borrowed time by now.
How you feel about The Rock? I mean, just his presence being there.
Unnecessary. I'm not.
It was
big
electrifying. Though.
I'm not big. No, it was not electric. It was not. It was not the best Rock performance I have ever seen.
No. We're not saying that, but it was just having him on the show. That he hasn't been in there for.
It was very much him. Not being committal to whether he's going to be a face or a heel. He was very much just...
Yeah, he was in the middle.
He was just very much like, I don't know how the crowd is going to react to me, so I'm just going to kind of play it like disturbingly safe. And it wasn't fun.
How you feel about Gunther going forward?
I think he should have defended his title.
Okay, but he's got a nice lineup of people now on the back end.
And he's gonna drop that title before WrestleMania.
I think the writers should have defended his title.
Yeah.
What about Uso?
What, Jey Uso?
Yeah.
I
He
think
won tonight.
Yeah, and he's gonna continue feuding with Drew McIntyre for some reason.
Right, so that's gonna tie up Drew, but everyone's gonna come to a head for the Royal Rumble, so that's an extra as well.
Yeah, but it's not gonna matter because Cena's gonna win. LOL, Cena wins.
Louis, would you have rather seen the old school Undertaker come, or were you fine with the motorcycle?
I don't think
Undertaker?
he gives a shit about the difference.
But which one was nostalgia?
I remember, didn't the old school Undertaker used to come out in like a coffin?
Well, no,
he didn't come out,
but he was like,
he was synonymous with coffins.
I thought they would like wheel him up and the coffin would open. I remember something like
it
that.
happened like at a WrestleMania. I think
yeah,
I'm talking like
they've done
1993.
They've done some coffin-esque stuff with them.
Yeah, that was more.
There was I think he had like a coffin match.
Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, well, there was
him
like
and another guy crawling into a coffin.
It was like the most ridiculous thing. Like I think he like loses the match, and then like the coffin gets set on fire or some shit.
Yeah,
and then like he appears on screen, but it's like such bad
ghostly
effects. Yes, a ghostly Undertaker appears on screen, and then it moves up like Poochie. I have to go now. My planet needs me.
Yeah.
Just, whoop, 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 whoop.
Okay, Logan Paul. You excited to see
Fuck
who
Logan
beats
Paul.
him? Are you excited to see what matches they put
Fuck
him in?
Logan Paul.
Okay, John Cena.
Okay, what about him?
John Cena.
He's LOL. Cena wins. He's winning the Royal Rumble.
I don't see it, but okay.
I don't want to believe it,
Okay.
but at this moment, that is what I believe.
What's happening with Solo?
Oh,
What about the Bloodline?
I don't know. Tune in to find out.
How you feeling about Roman? We ain't seen him wrestle in like a month and a half.
I mean, he wasn't bad.
Was it worth the wait?
Mm-mm.
I mean, how do you feel like Roman isn't like Hulk Hogan where you fight every week, every place they go? Roman's like the special attraction, and he only comes out and wrestles like 5 times a year.
I mean, he's fine, but like, you know, like as far as part timers go, I like Roman Reigns the most.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, there's nothing about his matches that gets me like really geared up and excited. It's just like, okay,
They're cussing now in the crowd. How do you feel about that?
that's fine.
You like it or you don't care?
I don't care.
I
I mean, like, it's better than shit being like cut to pieces by censors,
Fuck you,
like that's
Solo was dope tonight.
well, but
that was dope.
yes, not nearly as dope as like the crowd not being drowned out when fucking Hulk Hogan came out. It's just a chorus of boos. They were not expecting that reaction from the crowd at all.
No, I think they had to, because every time
If they were, then they would have like done that thing that they used to do when before Roman Reigns was the tribal chief,
yeah,
and he was like the baby face that was being pushed on people and people were booing the shit out of him. They were like turning down the crowd so you wouldn't hear the crowd booing him on TV.
yeah. But
They would have if
they
they knew that was what was going to happen to Hulk Hogan, they would have done the same thing.
I think that
Instead of just not acknowledging it as if it's not happening in real time.
he showed up at WrestleMania.
What do you think?
booed.
What do you think Jesse Ventura would say about Hogan?
Well, he was just on Saturday Night's Main Event, so he was there 3 weeks ago.
rat Hulk Hogan, he stooged me out when I tried to start a unit. I knew it was him because he had to admit it in deposition.
This is an impeccable impression that you got going on there, man.
What do you know about the government? I was a part of the government. I was in the Navy. You know what I was in the Navy? I was a frogman. Do you know what that is? Demolitions.
You can't tell me.
You can't tell me that those buildings coming down wasn't a controlled implosion.
With the talk, with the 9/11 talk. Those we need to make a whole podcast about that.
No.
Jesse Ventura
No.
talking about
No.
9/11.
No.
Jesse Ventura.
No,
talking
because-
I think
no,
Jesse
because-
Ventura's moved on from 9/11.
Well, I think he's moved on from that, and he had his own podcast. That
Oh
was
shit!
that
just
was
about
that.
9/11.
He had
But
his own.
like, again,
his
It's
own
called the
radio
9/11
show.
podcast.
Again, in
No,
his
it's
defense,
just like conspiracy theory.
yeah, but in his
stuff.
defense, he's a genuine conspiracy nutter, which makes him likable
Dan Aykroyd?
Yes,
because
yes.
he actually cares about people. Like that's,
Like Dan Aykroyd.
yeah. Yeah,
Sure,
everyone loves
sure,
Dan Aykroyd's
but
a
I
favorite
like
wacko.
I like Jesse Ventura better than Dan Aykroyd.
Okay. Well, look, I'm gonna tell you real quick my takeaways from here. Okay.
All right.
First of all, the intro was whack as fuck, and then at the end, people hate this, but at the end, they showed all the people who were predominant and important in WWE in the whole history. I didn't see no black people in there, but we'll move past that. And
You
then
know, that's fair.
Triple H come
So
out there.
wait, you showed me 2 wrestlers that are gay, and they're both black.
Yeah.
So it's
Wait,
it's like
wait, no, I showed-
who'd you show?
You guys were talking about that shit, so I sent them
Velveteen
Sunny Kiss.
Dream.
Oh, Sunny Kiss. I think Sunny Kiss is actually trans. No.
Wait,
How is that? What is that? Is
A
that, is
trans
that
man?
gay?
No. Like I don't know if
You mean like he is a she?
binary or going by.
do they go by
feminine
gender
pronouns.
neutral?
I don't know if it's gender.
Did that look gender neutral to you?
No, I look like a gay guy.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Or
I
like
didn't watch the whole thing, but I seen him do like the
didn't
splits.
they do the move where like they would like go up on the turnbuckle and like with their back facing their opponent and like grab them with their feet and like shove them into their ass.
Feet.
He did something where he put his ass in people's faces.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
He grabbed him with his pucker.
Jesus Christ. The Rock came out, and I was immediately like, that kind of sucks. Because I wanted him to be in Detroit for SmackDown. He didn't come, whatever.
You gotta stop being salty.
I'm salty about it, man. It's the SmackDown after WrestleMania.
You never go into a wrestling show with expectations because you're always going to be disappointed.
Well, The Rock showed up, and he dick sucked to the best of his ability. And fair enough, whatever. Solo versus Roman was kind of like, again, things happened in the match. So good for everybody who got a paycheck and stuff like that. But again, to me, they're doing that Avengers shit, and it didn't work the best this way than it worked at what you call it. Because
for a wrestling show, there sure wasn't a fuck of a lot of wrestling in this show, was there?
I mean, again, the numbers add up to 2 hours, to 120 minutes. Now, if you take away the time for the intros and the little cutaways to different shit, it was probably more like 90 minutes. But that's still an hour and a
90
half.
minutes of actual wrestling?
Yes. It's like Seth versus Punk. It ended
there
at
was
3
a
hours.
lot
So
of
that's
talk about
that's
Netflix.
30 minutes. So that's 30 minutes for that match. Uso versus McIntyre went from 2 hours to 220. So that's 20 minutes right there. So that's 20 plus 30. That's 50 minutes. And then Liv versus Rhea went about 24 minutes. So add that.
But
to
when they were
that,
doing
and then
like replays and commentary, they also were slipping in Netflix stuff too, right?
They didn't say anything about Netflix today.
Okay, because it felt like it was 40 minutes of Netflix talk.
I didn't see them say anything about Netflix, but I feel like Solo versus
like, you think that they would be like promoting shows on Netflix and not
They did.
just Netflix as a channel?
Gabriel Iglesias. And then, like, when he was talking about Michael Che, and Louis was like, "Who the fuck is Michael Che?" And I was like, "I don't. He's the guy from Saturday Night Live." But they said that he's on a Netflix show, so they were plugging little things. John Cena came out, self-deprecation, whatever. I'm gonna win the Rumble. I don't believe it.
Wait, I didn't see that as self-deprecation though.
He was
telling his whole backstory and
I was, because I'm,
I lived in a car.
I'm giving up. I
because
haven't
he did a
won
whole-
in 2,000
Yeah,
days.
he did a whole bit where like it was like very much like I'm a loser and I don't win and I haven't won in 2,000 days and I'm not gonna
counts it
win
by
the
days?
championship again and break Ric Flair's record. And,
Wait, does WWE have a season?
No.
So it's just an all year.
It's
round.
just all year round. Logan Paul, I personally love what is happening with him because they're building an organic heel that, it's almost like there's this other character that they have. His name is The Miz, and people hated him because of the way he got into WWE, and then when he got in, he was kind of corny. And then everyone found different reasons. Everyone found different reasons to hate The Miz.
There are differences.
Yeah, there's a difference between one person playing a heel and another person being a hated piece of shit.
And I was
That's what The Miz was. Miz was hated.
I was also like thinking about this at work. So like Logan Paul comes in and he can instantly wrestle, and he's like instantly amazing at it. And I'm like trying to figure this out, and I realized
You'll like Logan.
I realized that the reason why he's so good at wrestling is because he's carny trash. And that's what wrestling is. And all these guys who get into wrestling have to learn how to be carny. And Logan Paul already comes preloaded as carny trash. And that's why he's so good at it.
I think that Logan Paul does a couple things. He's done one thing, notably, that guy who won the Uafala, that thing, his name is Roman Reigns. He went against Roman Reigns during Roman's reign of terror, where he went for like 3 years without losing the belt. And like when Logan went against him, he did this move where here's the squared circle, here's the table on the outside. Logan put Roman Reigns on the table, then he got on the top turnbuckle, and then instead of just jumping off and crashing into the table, he pulled his phone out, went live, and then did the move live. So that became a clip that everyone was like, I gotta see that thing, because who wouldn't want to see the? No one's ever done that before. Now maybe I don't know about the indies. I'm trying to give Lou.
So all you hear is
I'm trying to give Lou the full weight of what happened. But again, Logan isn't like an innovator. Trust me, but he's just bringing something different, and I like that I can tangibly see that he's opening up what I like to a new audience because he's doing that. LA Knight, nah. He's not gonna do that. And even Roman can't do what Logan did. When Logan Paul had Roman Reigns on his podcast, he didn't do no big numbers like how he has other actual celebrities on there.
I think the WWE too has a vested interest in using someone like Logan Paul to try to attract younger viewers, since their current viewers are all going to die from diabetes in 2 years. So
the entire thing is, it's interesting to me. So like I said, when I see Logan Paul, I see opportunity. I like that he's there. I hope that he does bigger things. Liv Morgan and everybody that she's doing the thing with Dirty Dominic and all that stuff. There's this other faction, talk about it, whatever. It's called the Wyatt Six, and they're like horror movie shit. In fact, I would love to show you the intro that they did when they made their debut. It's take it or leave it, but I feel like it's a good 7 minutes of cinematic quality.
If you're gonna force him to watch wrestling every week,
no, it's gonna be his thing. But I think the Wyatt Six intro, he likes horror movies. He likes movies.
Oh, he would have loved Bray Wyatt.
I don't know if he would have loved Bray Wyatt.
Who's the wrestler? You mentioned his name earlier, but he's super into horror movies. So
Ricky Steamboat?
No, Joe Bob.
What the fuck?
Joe Bob Briggs has him on a couple times. He got in trouble for he was at a horror convention and he wound up telling one of these horror hosts, like, wound up saying a bunch of like gay slurs at him or something at a horror convention.
Virgil. No, I know what you're talking about, but I can't think. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. And then the only other, who was the chick that Chucky killed in that?
Liv Morgan.
Was Liv Morgan.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay.
Was it? Yeah.
Yes, it
yeah.
was.
I thought it was the other one, the one who's not there right now, the little short blonde.
Oh my God, she hasn't been on so long that I forgot her name.
Right.
And she was so good. Alexa Bliss.
I thought you said
I've been waiting for Alexa Bliss to come back. She was so good.
I am not a fan.
Do you still have Hulu?
What?
Do you still have Hulu?
I have no idea.
Because we were watching
the new Chucky series.
Yeah, we never finished season 3.
Oh yeah.
Travis. I also
throw that into the podcast.
I also like that Travis Scott came out there with DJ Khaled. You can't take that away from me. I love his appearance. It looked like DJ Khaled doing something different with his look. I fuck with that.
It wasn't DJ.
It was DJ Khaled, bro. Leave it alone, bro. It was him.
DJ Khaled's got like the most stereotypical like Arabic nose.
Right. He got, Michael Jackson had one too. Gunther promo was, solid. I'm excited to see him go against.
It was a nice attempt to keep him relevant.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna go against Logan Paul.
We're just going through the show for the second time.
No, I'm just, giving my input, I suppose, through it. But
what did you? What did you like about the show?
That's what I'm going through. Like, like Hulk
You're just
Hogan.
going through the whole show.
Yeah, again.
I'm gonna stop watching Raw. I'm thinking this took me out of the game. Took me out. They put.
You're not gonna stop watching.
They put Rock out there.
Where is it gonna be streaming?
I don't know.
Hulu, I think.
I mean, don't they do stuff with Peacock? I would. Check
No, they're
Peacock.
on USA. They're on USA.
But they do the premium live events on Peacock. So I would check with NBC. I would watch it on NBC.
There you go. All right, well,
I've decided we're gonna watch Raw on Netflix on NBC.
We've got a undecided, we got a for sure, and we got a and someone who's never gonna watch again. So there you go. There's your
it's
little
gonna
discussion.
make for interesting future podcasts.
Yeah, I'm like, what happened? Raw. I'm be like, Lou, what happened? You're like, the
guy with the bandana.
Yeah, neither one of us watch, and then we just make Lou give us.
What was his name? What?
These two guys got in the ring, looked like they wanted to suck each other's dicks and rolling around a little bit.
CM Punk cuts a cold ass promo. Louis like, this guy named CM Punk was talking. What did he say? Who's he going after?
You think he would remember his name? This guy named CM. No,
the guy with the Pepsi Cola shit.
This dude just screamed straight edge and said a bunch of faggy shit. No.
All right, well, damn. I mean, hey, listen. Thanks for the conversation, guys. We did a great job.
And where can people find us?
Don't forget to hit that like and smash that subscribe button.
Hit the bell.
Do the bell icon. You get notifications whenever you want to hear us rambling about nothing.
Remember to enter a promo code at the Swamp Shack.
Swampshack.com.
Yeah, I hear you can get a combo gator meat and fried catfish.
Really?
Yeah.
All I ever have is chicken and grits.
All right, well that's it, guys. Thank you for your time, and everybody, just remember to I don't know, be yourself. Everybody else is already taken. Damn P. Damn P. Damn P.